Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Off the Ropes. This is George. What's up, Julian? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? It's Julian, man. Just another good fight day, man, coming up here. Just having a good day today. Good morning, George. I understand you're having a little fun at work today.
Oh yeah. Got to do it at work. Got to get it in. I know we didn't have a chance to do it this week, but here we are, man. We're gonna get into the show topics today. We're gonna recap last week's fight, go into this weekend's fights: Donaire against Inoue, Fulton versus Roman, and then of course the big one, Haney versus Kambosos.
Yep.
And then some fights that have been announced here for July. So it seems like we got a good 3 weeks of boxing for now, guaranteed, and for the meantime, and until
Yeah,
someone gets injured or not. But
probably a good couple months of boxing now.
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm excited for it. So
I mean,
you know,
even guys have been waiting for, like to get back in the ring or coming back in the ring, getting back in there.
yeah, hey, dude, you telling me? I know that for sure. But
Especially AB, man. I was waiting for that boy.
yeah, for sure. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Right now, first thing on the agenda or the first topic is the Rollie and Davis recap, man.
Oh man.
What are your thoughts, Julian?
Well, going into the fight, I don't even think there was a lot going on. Raleigh looked like the more, I guess, busier fighter that fight. Even though the punch stance didn't show. They both landed pretty much 46 punches combined in 6 rounds, which is kind of ridiculous. You know, Tank, of course, had a hard time, just trying to figure it out. I mean, of course, he countered him with the left hook that we all saw. Of course, we both called the early knockout. We said it was going to be in the early, not in the early rounds. It would be in the second half of the fight, but it was entertaining till that point. It was Tank. I don't know. He really didn't look like himself. Going into that fight. Rollie I mean, he sold the fight. I guess you can say. I mean, he wasn't ready for this type of light. But hey, they're calling each other out. Might as well do it. And so, if so, just like Rollie said, he got caught with a punch, and stuff like that happens in boxing. And like I said, Rollie just said, and he came back and said he wants the best. He wants to keep fighting the best. But I mean, I think he has a lot to work on. He has a whole lot to work on. I think the lack of amateur experience too has a lot to do with, you know, his upbringing in the pros.
Yep.
But like I said, I mean, this Tank just dominated that 6th round. He started taking over after pretty much like the 5th round. I guess you can say Rollie wasn't cutting off the. Rollie was pretty much just going right straight into Tank. I mean, that's Tank's game right there. He's gonna come at you too. He's gonna throw punches, and that counter left hook, freaking landed, and good night.
Yeah, the rest was history. Same thing. I think a majority of everybody's assessment on the fight was pretty much how everybody thought it was going to go. In the early rounds, Tank trying to measure him, but you can tell there was some respect there for Rollie's power.
Yeah, he said that. He even said that in the press conference that he felt his power. That so he kind of figured he had to back off a little bit.
Yeah. So and it was obvious with at least without hearing him say that in the press conference. And I think looking back on it, I think he was a little worried that if he got caught and got knocked out or hurt, how would it look bad? How bad would it look on him, knowing that he's the better fighter on paper and how he's supposed to, completely dominate. But again, Davis, you could tell both guys respected each other. You could tell Rollie was also respecting Davis as well. But then as the fight progressed in the fifth round, you saw Davis start to pick up, go to the body, set up his shots, and you knew the left hook that left hand was coming. It was a matter of time, and he did that. He changed. He changed his I guess what you could say, like when you're pitching, you go high, you go low, you go fast, you change your speed up, and that's what he kind of did. He went to the bottom, to the top. He set up that left hand perfectly, and he threw right between his shots. And when he threw that left hand, he stepped to his right and threw it and got out of the way of Rollie's. Like it was, like he looked like he was trying to throw like a push jab right after a right hand, and the rest was history. It was a nice knockout.
Yeah, it was.
I
don't know about Stephen A. going crazy saying that he's a top 5 fighter, but
No.
hey, that's his choice. I mean, to say that, but whatever.
Yeah, and it is true. I do agree to a point. Maybe not top 5, but he definitely is. He is a top fighter.
Yeah, he is a top fighter. But I mean, that's
we can't quite put him on that pound for pound list until. He fought against a guy that helped sold this fight. According to Leonard Ellerby, it was $250K. That was probably one of their highest that at least that I could think of, that they've done in a while.
Well, they did 225 to fight 2 fights prior. They did a little over 200 with Cruz.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the highest ones for sure.
So but his money's going up though. I mean, you can see it right here. But I mean, if you look at tonight's purses, look at what they're getting tonight.
Yeah, that just tells you right there, not just as the fighter, but you got to also look at the promoter. Like TMT is very small. Yeah, they're very small. The other day, Maestro did a breakdown on the fighters that TMT have. They have nobody from like 154 all the way to heavyweight. They have no fighters in the division.
I believe it.
And then he going across the board from the small guys to the very heavy to the heavyweights. There's really nobody besides Tank Davis and of course Rollie. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't keep having these guys fight each other. And then I guess the other question too is Tank really gonna stay with TNT? I mean, he said that he never said that he was leaving, but weeks before he said this was his last fight. I mean, what do you think? You think he should? I mean, what do you think Tank should do? Where do you think he would fit best at?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, he made weight comfortably at 135. I mean, 140 tonight's going to be decided. I think that's going to really make him decide what he wants to do. But I don't think Mayweather, if he does stay with TMT, I don't think they're going to put him in those kind of fights. They really won't. That's just how they work. That's just how the Mayweather team works, and that's how Mayweather's worked.
Okay. So if Julian had a choice, where would you like to put him? What promotion?
He should go into the jump into the Tank, bro. Go to Top Rank or go to the Zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, jump into the Tank. I mean, those two fighters, those two right there actually have. If you look at the weight class between 135 and 147, I mean 140. I mean, everybody's there.
Yeah.
So it just makes more sense. I mean, he should stay at 135. I mean, there's the Shakur fight that could happen. I mean, that would be a big fight. I mean, that'd probably be a really big fight for them both. But I mean, it's just a whole matter of promotion, man. I mean, we've talked about it before, management. And I just feel he's being badly managed, and he's always been.
Yeah, I think
just like the Charlos as well. All these dudes, Dave Benavidez, they're promoted very badly. I
think again, to a point, I think PBC does have fighters. I just think that they're just babysitting them. Like they're trying to milk them the best as much as they can, and try to reap the benefits from each one of their guys. And each one of these guys go fight each other at least once or twice a year. They could do a co-promo with other promotions, but too many egos involved. Too many promoters just want to be the main guy when they can when they can maximize their money if they were to go and join these other promotions or fights, man.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. For Tank, I would love to see him go either Top Rank or the Zone, right? I mean, look at what
Yeah.
they're doing. They're working together. Even a Matchroom, like Matchroom goes with a lot of people.
Well, Matchroom is the zone.
hmm Yeah.
So I
So
mean, that's Eddie Hearn's stable.
yeah. So they usually, they pretty much are with it with bed in bed with anybody. I mean, I know, the beef between Eddie Hearn and Allerby, but that's stupid. I think that's something personal. I don't think that has anything to do with boxing. And if
That's
you think
just
about it, boxing.
that's just complete jealousy, bro. That's all it
Mhm.
is, bro. Like it's just complete jealousy. Allerby's always been that way. He's always gave bullshit numbers, bullshit everything. About a lot of things. So I mean, nothing you hear out of that dude's mouth could
Yeah.
be could be even like true. Like half of the shit that he says is false.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, I think if I had one choice, I think I would like to see him. My first choice would be Top Rank.
Yeah, mine too. That's
And
how that's right.
yeah, cool. So with that one, with that being said, that was. I think that fight pretty much went how we expected. I thought he was going to go a little further, but all in all, knockout, a good knockout for Davis. What's
That's
up,
what we
Shoe
want to
Shine?
see. Yep.
Of course, in the building, real quick. Chicano, what's going on?
Chicano,
Shoe
showing up
Shine.
back.
What's up, Dave? Or that's either Drew. What's going on, fellas? But moving on to our next topic, man. We have three big fights happening today. Actually, there's another fight going on right now. It's the Ogawa Cordina. But I feel like we could talk about these ones that are happening that are going to be happening pretty big. I think first on the board would be the Fulton and Roman. How do you see that one?
What after his lucky win against Figueroa last time? I mean,
Come on, Julian.
come
That
on,
was
bro. You
not
can't.
lucky, bro.
Yeah, it was,
It
bro.
was
That fight. It's bro. Either
it was
Figueroa won that fight or
50-50.
it was a draw. I mean,
Nah, it was
it
50
was
50,
either a
man.
draw or Figueroa won by a
Your
round.
eyes, okay. Your eyes.
But like I said, I mean, he's fighting another guy that's gonna come up front too, like Daniel Roman does the same shit Figueroa does.
Mm-hmm.
The same
Okay.
thing he does, bro. He's gonna come forward, bro. This guy's gonna come forward. Of course, Stephen Fulton's one of boxing's most exciting fighters right now. He's
Look at Shoe
building.
Shine. Oh, Shoe Shine agreeing with you.
Yeah, see, thank you.
You guys
Like
are
I said,
adorable.
calm down, calm down. It's just truth. I mean, but no, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's just, I mean, Stephen Fulton, like I said, he can't have another fight like he just had against Figueroa. I mean, yes, he showed grit. He showed he could take a shot. He showed he can come back, and take it on, But I really don't think Daniel Roman's quite the boxer that Figueroa was. But this is one hell of a matchup for him. Like I said, it's kind of, I feel it's a little bit tailor made for Fulton.
Mm-hmm.
This fight, just his skill wise. Danny he has the problem when you stick a jab in his face, he gets countered a lot. And if you keep that jab on him all day, then Danny Barnes ain't nothing all day. I mean, he just doesn't. Danny Roman, he just doesn't do anything. So he has to come forward. And in order for Danny Roman to win this fight, though, he needs to. I think the overhand right, which Figueroa had a lot of success with against Fulton, if he could land that overhand right consistently, and then maybe follow it up with, a jab out, and then a lot of body work. If he could pull him to the body, I think he'll wear him down. And he's very well going to the body too. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be a fun one. I do see Fulton winning this though. I can't say it's gonna go. I mean, I could see it going all the way, but I don't think it will. I really don't think. I think Fulton kind of has a little hunch on his shoulder, for after last fight.
Yeah.
So I think this ends, by either TKO. They're gonna stoppage.
All right. So you got Fulton with this one, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Shoe Shine put, but Ramon can box better than Figueroa, and has a smarter IQ, and a former champion. This one goes to the judges. And well, my assessment,
I can't. No, that's true. I mean,
yeah, I feel yes, I do agree with Roman. I think he has more tools in the bag than Figueroa. Like Figueroa is just. I'm not saying he's one dimensional, but he shows
he's
one
a banger.
style.
He's a banger.
He's on the inside, and then Roman's one of Roman's loss to MJ was a split decision, which was a very close fight.
Saw that.
He was losing like about the first half to about the almost the sixth round. He made adjustments, countered well. He showed a couple different. He gave MJ some looks, and I think it could. I think that one could have been a draw. But tonight with Fulton and Roman, I think it is going to be another one of those types of fights.
I just think Roman runs out of gas at the end. You know, like I just, you know, that's just what I'm thinking. You know, I mean, I've seen him wear gas out before. You know, and like you said, I mean, the last fight he was losing the beginning of the first half of the fight. You know, and he was. I mean, this fight right here, he can't do that against Fulton. He actually has to. He has to box this dude. He's gonna have to box this dude. And like I said, I mean, that overhand right's gonna have a lot to do with him winning this fight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, you know, and I think this one will probably be I think this fight would be a little bit harder for Fulton than was the Figueroa because you know he expected one style coming forward from Figueroa, and you know, and then actually when Fulton going into the Figueroa fight, I think a lot of people were questioning his toughness because they've seen him break down, you know, against a type of a pressure fighter like that, or like someone said that he doesn't like that Mexican style or he doesn't handle that style very well. But I think that goes to show maybe Figueroa doesn't hit as hard as maybe some of your typical inside fighters. I think with the Roman fight, I feel like this one is a 50-50 fight. I think Roman will have some success. I think it'll be an interesting fight.
You know, I think I didn't mention about Roman though. He could fight off the back foot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can counter.
Yeah, he fought really well. Very well.
He fought very well. That's what I'm saying. He shows different. He has different styles. He can give you two looks. Just you know, I think that will be the difference. So you'll see him, you know, mix it up on the inside. You know, get outside like you said. You know, step out jab.
I can see that now. I kind of agreeing with both of you now. I mean, I can see it now. You know, possibly go to the judges, but I mean, like I said, if Roman doesn't get on him early, then I could just see it ending early and get him out.
Yeah, you're right. I think so. That would be, you know, I guess if I'm giving what both guys should do, that would be Roman's thing is, you know, switch it up a little bit, you know, box a little, you know,
he needs to win the early rounds. He needs to win at least 2 or 3 of those, and then from there he'll be okay, you know. But
exactly. I would say yes. You know, he would have to get some. You'd have to bank out some early rounds. Yes, Chicano Roman is very skilled for sure. So that's why we're saying, you know, he could box from the outside. He could get on the inside with Fulton. I feel like Roman might hit a little bit harder. He might be a little more sharper with the punches compared to Figueroa.
Yeah.
But I think this one here is kind of set up for Fulton to win. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I do like Roman. You know, like I said, when I bet, I like to bet with my heart, and then I like to bet with, I think, you know, my logic. I feel like this is a win for Fulton. It is a really close fight. It will go 12. But, you know, anything can happen, you know. But I'm leaning with Fulton on this one, man. I'm leaning with Fulton on this one. And then also,
Chicano, who do you got?
Yeah, hey Chicano, yeah, for sure. You guys,
who do you guys
chat
got,
that
man?
are watching, you know, go ahead and leave us. Yeah, leave a comment right there. Leave your comment. Leave who your prediction is. But you know, next topic is a rematch. This fight is on Tuesday in Japan. I think it's like 8 a.m. our time. Is the rematch with Inoue and Donaire, part 2.
My goodness gracious.
Julian, how excited are you for this one?
Bro, I've been excited, bro. I've been waiting for this shit to happen like 3 years, like since the last fight happened. You know, like even though I think Donaire pretty much won that fight, that's just my opinion. I really do think he edged that fight out, but hey, like I said, you can't really judge. I mean, you can't leave it to the judges, right? But like I said, Inoue they call him the monster for a reason. Is Donaire rejuvenated? Is the question, you know? Will this rejuvenate his career? Will he keep going after this? Will he retire if he does win? What happens? You know, but I mean, he's coming after that strap, man, and that's the most important thing to me. I mean, Donaire Inoue has just been another fight in the making. I mean, it's just this fight right here is just gonna be phenomenal. I think again, it's gonna be a war. but I just think Inoue probably has a little bit more bags in the more tricks in the bag right now. You know, he's learned a whole lot, I think, since that fight, and we've seen what he's done to his opponent since that fight. And like I said, man, it's this one was very hard for me to choose, because like I'm a
Yeah.
big Nonito Donaire fan, bro. Like I'm a hardcore Nonito Donaire
Like,
fan.
everybody loves Nonito,
But
man. Everybody
yeah, I
loves
mean,
Donaire.
yeah, I mean his wife too. She's cool as hell too.
Rachel.
And she's his manager, right? She's his manager,
She's his
correct?
coach. Yeah,
Or
she actually
coach? Okay,
trains him.
yeah,
Yeah.
coach. There you go. Yeah, so I was like, so yeah, I mean, I have a New Year. Like I said, I just think he has a little bit more tricks in the bag right now, and I just think he's at the peak of his career right now, where he's starting to boost, get that boost now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after next weekend, everybody's gonna know. Everybody in the boxing world will know exactly who the monster Inoue is.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, don't take nothing from Donaire. I mean, I do see this being another freaking battle because he can do anything. I mean, he can come at you, he could box you, or he can knock you out. He can do whatever he wants. That's just Nonito Donaire's game. I mean, they call him the Filipino Flash for a reason, right?
Yep.
He's quick as shit. He's fast as hell. Inouye's seen that once already. What does he change in this fight? I mean, what do you see, Joe? What does he change? I mean, do you see Inoue trying to come in with that same game plan, to go on another firefight with Donaire, or does he box him this time?
Yeah, no, I think this is a great fight. I'm like you, man. I think a lot of us too. Like the other day on Chicano's show, man. Like everybody was bigging up Donaire. Like if you look at Donaire's career, I mean, it's been nothing but spectacular. Like it's been a great career. I know when he took his loss to Regal and then he lost to the Axeman, I felt like that was going to be it, man. I was like, man, we're seeing the finishing of Donaire, but that was about 10 years ago, like someone had put. And from 10 years ago till now, like he's going on this tear, he's winning. Yeah, and then in the first fight, like they said, he wasn't supposed to be in that championship, but he got in there by default. He got in there because someone got injured. And I think there was like
I thought Casimiro got suspended. I think that's what.
That's what. Yeah. There was in that tournament that they had for the DAZN tournament. So that's what happened. That's why they've been trying. They were supposed to be fighting each other too, Donaire and Casimiro.
Yeah, because Casimiro's in trouble right now, bro. He might. Well, he lost all his belts already.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That'll be another topic for another show.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just saying, though, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So the first fight really wasn't supposed to happen, and look what happened. We got a great fight. Nonito Donaire doing what Nonito does. He breaks guys' face. He breaks guys' faces, and you saw the toughness of Inoue. Like that was Inoue's first true tough fight, tough test. And when you have a guy like that, you want to see adversity, right? Even though some guys are just that good that they don't face adversity, but
would you say at the time? Hold on. Would you say at the time Nonito Donaire was a top 10 fighter
in that division? Yes.
Yeah, in that division at the time. Yeah, correct, right? Like, would you say that? Like,
I would say that, yeah, because
he was. Inoue, a lot of people, because I'm just saying, a lot of people put Inoue down for not fighting a top 10 fighter, but I'm like,
well, just because they're smaller.
What is he fighting? Come on, bro. Like, come on. You can't say that. Those people that make those kind of comments really don't understand boxing. Like they think boxing is just 130 to heavyweight. Like they don't appreciate the small guys. Like like how some of us channels don't understand the small guys. And yeah, even though Inoue might not be fighting guys that we might not know exactly, like he's still fighting people. Where he's supposed to. Like, how do you think he got into pound for pound? Why do you think he got into that? He's in that top 5. Like he fought guys he's supposed to fight. Like, and that's just how good he is. He's beating these guys effortlessly, you know what I mean? And he ran into Donaire. Like I said, Donaire was that fight. I think that the hardcores appreciated because we saw what he could do with adversity. And when times got rough, he got in there. He finished the fight. It was a very close fight. I thought Inoue did edge it out, even though Donaire had his moments in that fight. I just feel like Inoue had a little bit better moments. But back to your original question, what happens in the rematch? I feel like Inoue is learning from this, and again, Inoue, I think, has different modes to his style. Like you said, you see different styles, and I feel like
he'll box a little bit smarter. I don't think he'll try to get on the inside. I think you'll see a lot of body work. And nothing to take away from what Nonito has done since his last losses, which was almost 10 years ago. Like, he's been on his tear. I just feel like this would be like, the reign will come to an end against Inoue.
It's just a stronger Inoue this time around.
It is, man. It is, and
smarter Inoue.
Yeah, and it is not to say that Nonito won't go in there differently, because he's already seen what Inoue has. But I just feel like Inoue is an all around better boxer. But I go with Inoue. I don't think this one will get stopped. I think this might go to decision.
I think it's going to decision too.
Yeah.
I just think if Donaire does win this fight, he needs to pressure him. He needs to pressure freaking Inoue all day. He needs to pressure that, because I think that's Inouye's kryptonite.
Yeah,
and just a pressure fighter. I mean, we've seen that happen when he does get tagged, But I mean, I think Donaire was the only one to really pressure him, like we saw in the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
That actually made him like, oh shit, I got to open up a different bag here.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, man. Real quick, Chicano, back to whoever was in the comments, he put, I agree with you guys. Nothing would surprise me, but going with Fulton. So there it is.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, excited about this one. And then let's see, Shoeshine, actually very similar predicament GGG faces in today's version of Canelo, age and all. So yeah, it's kind of like that. You're right. Like Inoue and being the younger guy against Donaire, the OG, like Triple G.
Yeah.
And it's not that Donaire or Triple G aren't where they aren't good or they ain't where they used to be, but like they're still very competitive. And I feel like skills obviously outlast, of course, power and what these guys are known for. But it's just,
I got a quick thing real quick. You know what Stephen Fulton just said?
Huh?
He said he's gonna set his sights on Murdahan Aganaklali or Inoue for his next title defense.
Hey, you know what? Didn't we say something like that in that after the Fulton fight? Where like the Inoue fight would be good. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's right on. That just came out on my screen right now, bro. So I was like, hell yeah. Might as well say it. We're on the topic.
Well, thank you. This is why I have Julian here. Julian and I, we complement each other. But yeah, man. So I think we pretty much agree on what how that fight will play out with the Donaire Inoue. But next fight on the topic, is the big one that everybody's been waiting for. What can I say, man? Haney is doing almost the impossible. And real quick, look at it. Today, there was video of Bill Haney.
Respect to Haney.
Absolutely, man. And the video of his dad coming off the airplane off that the corridor into his family's arms, bro. That I'm not gonna put a tear in my eye, because that just shows you the love that him and his dad have for each other. Like if that was me, I know my dad would have done whatever he could to get himself over there. It just kind of struck a chord with me. Like, my heart is going with Haney. But I feel differently.
Bro, even Paulie Malignaggi said it, bro. Like, I just feel it too. Like, I'm just like Pacquiao Horn. Like, he goes, I feel that Haney's probably gonna dominate this fight, and he's gonna get it taken away from him. It just makes sense to me, bro. Because the last 3 fights I've seen in Australia have all gone to the Australians.
Yeah.
And after they all got their asses kicked. I mean, so it's like, to me, I mean, I want Haney to bring it home. I really do. I mean, I want him to. That'll make what, 3 or 4 undisputed in the United States.
It'll
right?
be 4.
4 United States champions, man. I mean, we're from the United States. Like I said, we're Mexican rooted. Of course, I mean, we all know who the pound is in Canelo. But like I said, I mean, we're born and raised here. I mean, we are American, but it's always good to see. Mm-hmm. It's always good to see American boxers, man, take over the sport. In which we've always wanted to. Like, I mean, that's just been a big thing. It's just a pride thing. I mean, Canelo's the pride of Mexico. I mean, he runs the 168. He runs the middleweight division pretty much. And, right, I mean, it's just, but it would be beautiful, man, to see Haney. But But Kambosos, what he showed us against Delfimo, man, showed us that don't never judge a book by its cover. Never. Don't you ever. Um, like I said, he put Dale down. He put Dale down. Um, like I said, he could box. Haney boxes, bro. Kambosos, on the other hand, he has power and he can cut off the ring.
Yeah.
We saw that against Delfimo. He cut off that ring, and of course Delfimo had a rough time. Of course, split decision. I make 3 straight split decisions for George Kambosos, though. By the way, and he was knocked down in 2 of those 3 fights.
Yep.
2 of those 3 fights. Yes, he's always open pocket, man. Like his game. I've seen a few of his fights already, enough to know that Haney can counter him. You know, Haney has one of the best jabs in the game right now. You know, like I love his jab. That's one of the best things I love about David Haney. His jab. His jab is what I think. Well, I guess you could say in the division, he probably has the best one. You know, and he's power wise. I mean, it's always been a question for I think everybody. You know, I'd say about maybe 80% of the people that I've talked to, power has been a big thing. Oh, but he's knocked out this dude. He's not. Who were those guys? You know, I mean, he went in there with the guy in Linares that was knocked out by Loma. So I mean, and that's just been the big question. You know, that's always been the big question for me. You know, but Devin Haney is a boxer. You know, he is a boxer, and he can disrupt you in any which way. You know, but it's just power wise, I don't think he has enough to take Kambosos out. But if he boxes him tonight, yes.
Yeah. So my thing with this, man, it's like I said, it you know, and you know, I'm kind of glad like we're doing our show like the day of the fight because like so much has gone on like over the week, right? Like you know, the press conference, the missing the weight, Bill Haney finally, Bill Haney making his entrance. You know, before like my initial prediction, I made my prediction on Chile. I said that this is going to be a very razor close fight. I think there's going to be both guys are going to have great moments in this.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting it. You're not lying. No,
I
agree.
They're both going to have their moments. It's going to be like, oh shit, it's going to be that. It's going to be that fight. There's a reason why the 2 best guys. Okay, one of the 3 top guys of that division are fighting each other. Like, you know, you got to give it up to Haney for wanting to prove himself, being the youngest. Yeah, he may have taken the less money, but you know, going into Australia, making this fight. You know, he even did a 3-fight deal, I think, with Top Rank to assure that
in Manila. It's like the Thriller in Manila, bro. You're going into dangerous territory.
You know, assuring that 3-fight deal with Top Rank because there's more fighters in that division that he wants to fight other than, you know, Kambosos. But, you know, like I said, okay, my initial prediction was razor close fight. Both guys are going to have their moments. I just feel like Devin Haney gets a little distracted. And in the beginning of fights, like he fucking is absolutely sharp. He's accurate. Yes. He does everything what you're supposed to. But it seems like, I don't know if he loses focus or he thinks he has it in the bag. And we've seen it late. He gets hurt or he gets hit a little too much. But with a guy like Kambosos, he fought tough 12 rounds against Teofimo, and I don't think he will fight a very tough fight.
He fought Lee Shelby 12 rounds.
Yeah, just to tell you, he's gone 12 rounds with guys that really crack and that can box. And not saying that you know Haney can crack is obviously like you said the complaint or people's critique is he doesn't he's a pillow fisted. I don't think he's pillow fisted. I just don't think he is hard. Yeah,
you know, I don't think he's growing into his power. You know,
that's a possibility.
I think if you put it in that sense, I don't think he's growing into his power yet. You know,
and maybe he does. Maybe he's not a 135
like Shakur. Yeah, and it's just like Shakur too. Shakur hasn't grown into his full power yet. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean that goes to show you. I mean, where these boxers are headed right now. You know, but I mean tonight's fight with Haney Kambosos is really going to show what. We're going to either see if Kambosos is the paper champion or if Haney's the real freaking deal.
Yeah, hey, you know what? And All right, so real quick, again, my early prediction this week, like I said, razor close fight, both having moments. I picked Kambosos since he's been in this type of fight, or he's been there. He's been where he had to dig deep and he dug himself out, finished a 12-round fight, tough against Teofimo, got dropped in the 10th, came back to win, to continue to win a really close fight. I don't think he will be in that predicament. I think, yeah, he will probably get outboxed in moments, but I feel like the toughness of Kambosos and determination would get him a stoppage late, like in the 11th round. Now, that was Monday. Okay, now we're here Saturday. Like I said, you had the press conferences, you had the missing weight, you had Bill Haney, you entered Bill Haney, like, and you look at the weigh-in. Like I always like to make my prediction on like how weigh-ins. Like Devin Haney, he didn't look dry. He looked sharp. He looked he just looked shredded.
Cambosos didn't either. Cambosos looked fine. I mean, it's just
Yeah, he looked fine. I don't know. There's something about me with weigh-ins.
like you said, I had to take a piss.
He said he drank a coffee and took a piss
Yeah,
and dropped almost a whole damn pound.
That's freaking
Off a
funny,
piss.
bro.
Yeah.
I saw it this morning. Yeah, that was funny when you wrote that.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny, man. So again,
Yeah,
here we are, Saturday afternoon.
Mind games.
Yeah, Saturday here, afternoon. The fight is gonna happen in less than 12 hours from now. I'm excited even more. So like my prediction is slightly altered. I feel it is gonna go 12 now. I think it will go 12.
Now who do you have winning and how?
God damn. Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this for Kambosos to win, and I think Kambosos is fast, but he's not Devin Haney fast. But what he has really good is he has timing. His timing will be able to negate some of Haney's speed and IQ, and he throws the right hand very well. He's got really good footwork. So I think if he keeps that up with the timing, able to make it an ugly fight for Haney, because Haney doesn't like to get hit. That's one thing for sure we've seen. He does not like to get hit.
But he does keep his hands low at a lot of times of the fight. So I mean that counter left hook that they caught Theo with, we might see that.
We might see that. Yeah.
We might see that a couple times. I mean, maybe not drop it. Maybe it will. But we will see that punch land quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That left hook. I mean, like I said, when he fights, like you said, Devin Haney comes out sharp at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he slides away, from what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's always been Devin Haney. But yeah, like I said, he's going into hostile territory, man. I could just see this. I see it a split. I do see it a split decision, and I have Kambosos by the split.
Okay, fairly though, fairly, right?
Yeah,
like fairly, or
fairly.
because of the judges.
Oh man, as much as I don't want to say controversially, I do think there's gonna be one card that's gonna be fucking ridiculous.
There's always a fucking ridiculous card,
and I really think it's gonna probably be the dude from British Columbia.
God damn it! None against the British Columbia.
Nothing against you guys. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, I really do. I have that sense because it's just like Malinaji said, he has this controversially being one, but I do think that last card is probably going to be a close one.
Yeah.
I do feel the last card will be. I think Devin Haney is going to probably have a 115, 113, and then we're going to see that same card in the last.
Hey, so
I really do think the decision. That's just that's Kambosos, and that's just because of like you said, he's been in the situation. Devin Haney got his belt mailed to him. I'm sorry if I broke any hearts there.
I don't know how to really comment on that because there is a good argument for it, right? I don't understand it fully, but there is a good argument. Like people were like, oh well, in Mexico, the WBC promised a fight if he took the paper champ or whatever. He took the email championship belt because of Loma vacating. He was promised certain fights, so he took that with the expectations. But again, back to my original, what I thought. Like that's the thing: timing, footwork, and a little bit of aggression from Kambosos. We're gonna have to see for him to be able to pull off a split decision, a fair split decision. And yes, we will see a stupid card in there like someone that was not watching the fight, like they were text messaging or watching their phone or doing whatever the hell they were doing, not paying attention to the fight. But for Devin Haney, he has to be on point. I think all 12 rounds for him. I feel like, even though we saw what happened with Horn and Pacquiao, we say, there's going to be the BS. Like, yeah, Haney probably won all the rounds, or he won most of the fight, but they gave it to Kambosos. Like, I'm giving the Australian people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm hoping they don't screw it over and have the wrong guy winning, but there will be a BS card. But
Yeah,
Haney has to be
but
on
just
point.
just let us know too. None of the judges are from Australia.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
none of
good.
them are from
So,
Australia, but I still think there's still going to be that narrative.
yeah, no, all right, you're right. I think there will be a bogus card, but Haney has to be on point all 12 rounds. He's gonna win. He's gonna win some rounds. He's gonna lose some rounds. But for Haney to win, he's got to be on point and not get distracted and to be on his P's and Q's the whole fight. But my prediction, that I said, those are what they got to do to win. I just feel like Kambosos is still gonna pull this one away in a split decision. So that's
Yeah.
my prediction. And my heart is absolutely with Haney because we want those bouts to come back to America. But like my logical thinking as far as my IQ in boxing, what I think Kambosos will pull this one off. So there's that. And then really quick, actually, when we mentioned Loma, I actually was reading an article from Boxing Social that Loma is looking to face the winner of
Face
it.
the winner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's
That's
actually
true.
been training in the Ukraine. So
Yeah, he's been
I
training
think
at a fucking bum ass building, bro. I don't know if you've seen it.
yeah, no. So he's actually waiting to see what happens. He's going to talk to Talib the Buff, see what their options and what they want to do. But he has been training. They say that he's been training pretty hard. So
I think
that's good news.
Yeah, no, it's very good news. I mean, get him out of that bullshit still going on down there. I mean, Usyk's already taken his fight, so he's most likely he's going to be returning home, after this fight too. I mean, I'm pretty sure the same thing with Loma too. He's just going to train till a fight gets done, and he's going back home.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, please. I mean, Loma's supposed to be running this division anyway. This should have been his fight. I mean, he should have. This fight right here would have been a whole lot different today. I think if Loma would have been in this fight, Loma would have won this fight.
man.
And Loma would have really destroyed him. I'm not even saying that just because of that, because like he's my favorite fighter, one of my favorite fighters. But I'm just saying that because he's an awkward set, bro, and we've always seen it in Loma. He's a very awkward set, and I think Loma would end Kambosos in 10 or late 11. I think so. I don't doubt that. I think so. At least, I think Loma's gonna come in hungry, whoever the hell he fights against.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All power to the 140 division, bro. That's all I can tell you. 135. All power to this damn division, bro. This division is loaded. Like this division is ridiculously loaded. We talk about welterweight. We talk about welterweight being loaded. Ain't got nothing on this one right now.
No, you're right, man. And and again, I wouldn't doubt that Loma would win that fight, but I think it'd be a really good fight.
It would be a good fight.
I don't know.
A little bit.
I think I would like to see how actually this one plays out.
To make that decision.
Yeah, to say yes. Yeah. I'm making my prediction.
No, you can't. That's fair. That's fair to say too. Tonight could change my mind. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right. Oh. Cool. So next few topics real quick. Thank you, Julian, for your your prediction on these. It's tough, man. This is I'm excited for this fight, but
yeah, it's a very hard fight, man. A lot of people have Darren Haney was going to destroy this dude. Darren Haney's going to KO this. He's not going to KO him. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell everybody that right now. Exactly. It's not going to go by KO. It's going to go all rounds.
It will. So finishing up with that topic. So like really quick, we'll blaze through this one really fast. The next 3 fights in July. So the first fight in July, we have Ryan Garcia, July 16th. Then Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez, July 30th. That's going to be a good one, bro. And then the return of Adrian Broner and Omar.
Omar, freaking La Pantera, El Panterita.
Yeah, Figueroa. So, Julian, which of these fights are you excited? Do you think all these fights are pretty good?
Actually, all of them are good. I enjoy all of them. I'm really going to enjoy that Danny Garcia-Jose Benavidez fight. I'll tell you that right now.
At 154.
At 154. Yeah, 154. But I'm really excited for AB, man. I haven't seen that dude in the ring in a while. All the shit that he's gone through the last maybe 2 3 years. Kind of good to see him. He actually looks good, man. He looks very good in the in his some of his Instagram posts, some of his Twitter posts. He looks very good. He looks like he's taking this camp very serious. Actually, he's none of the bullshit. Not rapping. Not getting. You know, freaking mixed in other bullshit that he has been. With the rapping, also the shit that he was doing, which is the reason I think his career took that little downward spiral. And just I think if he just focuses on this boxing game, man, he could maybe probably force his way back into the running here. But like I said, it's gonna be a little bit till he gets back into
AB.
that talk. Yeah,
Yeah. I've always thought he was. I've always liked AB. I
yeah, me
did like
too.
the shit talking. I would have really liked to seen him, taking this very serious, a little more serious, and not that he wasn't, but you could tell he was not 100% focused in any of the fights as of late. But hey, man, I'm excited for them all. I think all of them are actually really good fights. I know with the Ryan Garcia against Fortuna, it's not what we wanted again. But I go back to the initial thing: if he didn't say he wanted to fight this guy, that guy, oh, he wants to fight the best guys, like it's a good next level fight. Apart from the shit talking that we are normal to Ryan Garcia, I think it is a good fight. Fortuna is tough. I think he is better than the last guy he fought against Togo. So we're gonna see where Garcia stands on or where he measures up to when it comes to toughness, because Fortuna can be tough. And again, I'm excited, of course, for the return of against AB. I really like the Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez fight. Again, these are all good fights in July, and it's 3 weekends in a row. Can't complain, man. Um,
Yeah, for real.
yeah, and then also the return of AJ. They are talking about August being the return for the Usyk fight,
Robert
and
Garcia.
Robert Garcia training AJ. How do you like that, Junior? I mean, how do you like that,
I
Junior?
actually like the move. I think it's gonna actually teach AJ to go more to the body. He's gonna teach him a little bit to go to the body, and I think that's what affected Usyk in the first fight. When he did go to the body. You know, um, I don't know, but I mean, I still feel Usyk's still the better fighter. In that fight going on, but I think it's a good choice for AJ. A little bit of different style from what he was learning. And I mean Robert Garcia. I mean, he's just a well-known trainer, man. He knows what he's doing. He's been in these type of fights before. And I don't know. I think this fight's gonna be a whole lot more interesting with Robert Garcia
Yeah,
in the corner.
it will be, man. Because I think everybody's critique for AJ in the first fight is he tried to box. He didn't try to be the bigger guy the way
Yeah,
he
try
should
to
have.
hurt him, nothing. Yeah, exactly.
And when he had his moments, yeah, we saw him hurt Usyk a few times, and he didn't capitalize on it. I like the move, but I know back then when everybody was saying, "Oh, who should he go with?" There was Reynoso's name. There was so many names that he should have went. I felt originally for an inside fighter, and I think I felt like Virgil Hunter would have been a pretty good pick for him, because Virgil Hunter, obviously has Andre Ward. Andre Ward. I'm not saying he's a dirty fighter, but he uses tactics, especially on the inside, and I felt like
Yeah.
that would have toughened up AJ a little bit to help him out. I do like the Robert Garcia thing, but I think my first choice for someone to come in and train AJ, I would have felt like Virgil Hunter. I think though with the Robert Garcia, I think what they should have did was, and nobody would judge him on it if he would have taken a tune-up fight, or at least to see where AJ and Robert Garcia are in the corner, like on a live event. So he
Yeah.
does have a few months to get for them to get in tune. AJ said he's not going to change anything. He's just getting a perspective, and it is a good perspective to have Robert Garcia. And I think this is Robert Garcia's first heavyweight this year that he's training. So it'll be interesting to see how
Yeah, it
how
will be.
this turns out.
Yeah, it is going to be. Like I said, but I think it's just a very good choice, man. Like
Yeah.
he made the right. I think he made the right choice. Because I mean, Robert Garcia is a tactical trainer. He's all about tactics when he has his fighters. It's all about game plan. And and he teaches a lot of the time he teaches the correct game plan.
Hmm.
So I mean, will he have the recipe to beat Usyk? We'll find out.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, man. But yeah, that's with that. I think moving on real quick. On our last subject, Hearn and Allerby, man. Like this is completely funny. This is our last topic, anyways, for the moment. So once we finish this up, Julian, if you have any final words, we could finish that up. But
Joke.
really quick, man, this is some comedy shit. What do you think, man? Like, Hearn was singing to Allerby about Tank Davis being gone, and then he also sent TNT obviously sent the letter to the zone and to Eddie to stop trying to pull Tank Davis. And it's because they're scared, right? Because Team T only has one fighter. Again, back to our earlier subject, like Team T has one guy on their roster. And I think what they did was they put all their eggs in their basket with Tank, hoping that would spark up the TMT banner and get more fighters over there. But you saw what happened. You saw, from my guys from actually Theo Payne. There was JD on Love. I think
Rollie was with them too, and he left.
Rollie's still there.
Well, is he? I thought he left then.
No, he's still there. So there's just those fighters that they pretty much have. They don't have anybody. And again, a good episode or a good show. With Maestro had it the other day. He pretty much broke it down. He did He did more research, but pretty much Team T don't have no other fighters other than Rollie and Tank. Like, what are you gonna make these guys fight 5 times or whatever the hell? So obviously the beef is Ellerby to Hearn saying he thinks Hearn doesn't know what he's doing. That Hearn is bad for boxing. I think a lot of people think that's BS.
It is bullshit.
Hearn is doing an absolute great job. He's not your Suge Knight, or he's your Suge Knight. He's not all in your videos.
He's making your shit happen. He's making fights happen.
And he's all about the fighters. He's all about the fighters. So I thought that was pretty funny. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Nah, man. I mean, you can't. Allerby ain't shit. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I mean, Allerby's always. He's just had Mayweather there his whole life. That's all he's had. And like your point just proven. I mean, all they have is Tank and Rollie. I mean, those guys are in the same freaking division. What the fuck? Come on, man. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, make these guys keep fighting each other in the same stable? Is that why Rollie wants a rematch?
That wouldn't surprise me. I almost can guarantee that will be made.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, just because, like I'm saying too, he's staying with TNT. We're not gonna see Tank Davis. Yeah. We won't see him get stardom at all.
He's gonna be 28, man. And he's really skilled.
Right now is the time. Right now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right now is the time to freaking grab your nuts, tell freaking Mayweather, Allerby, you know what, I'm gone. It's time to. I would listen to that offer from the Zone. I would. Mm-hmm. I would definitely listen. I don't even listen to freaking Top Ranks.
I think the Zone and Top Rank would give you more money.
Yeah, exactly. They'll give him. I mean, look at today. I mean, Haney's fighting B-side. He's getting 800,000 more than Tank got in the championship fight that he won. What does that tell you, man? I mean, Kambosos is getting 10 million.
And this is true, and this too, right? Like, without Rollie, this fight doesn't make as much as what it did. Or it wasn't. There wasn't. Yeah, without Rollie, this fight. Yeah, there people do love Tank. You have your diehards that support your fighter, but come on, like, I'm sure the diehards want to see him fight the best guys.
Hell yeah, they do, man. That's crazy, dog. Like, I just trip out, man. But I mean, boxing world, man. You guys gotta tune in today. It's gonna be a fun one today. Like I said, undisputed. I mean, hopefully Devin Haney brings it home. But like I said, I mean, we had our predictions. Of course, we both have Kambosos winning this by split decision. But it's like I said. I mean, if he brings it home, I won't be upset. Even if I will not be upset. I mean, it'll just give us more pride and more respect for Devin moving forward. But yeah, man. I mean, George, anything you want to tap on, man? Before you head out?
Yeah, no, man. This is a very busy weekend of boxing. I know right now The Zone has their card going on. I think the main card is about to start. So once this is done, I'm gonna go have my lunch, catch some fights. Ogawa versus Cardina
Yep.
should be good. And then Galfi is fighting on there too. So, you know, if you guys aren't up onto the fights tonight, that's a good. I mean, right now it's good, but I'm excited for.
Isn't the winner of tonight fighting the winner from last week in the fight?
I'm not too sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yes, that's. I'm sure that's talked about.
I'm pretty sure Ogawa got called out last weekend. But yeah, man. So like I said, start watching these fights, people. Man, really appreciate the love, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. For those who tuned in, but man, on to the next, man. Freaking boxing tonight, Showtime, The Zone, and ESPN Plus tonight. Main card starting at I'd say 7 our time, 6 our time.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's Top Rank. Showtime starting at 7 tonight, the Fulton. And when, like you said, The Zone's about to probably start already. It's probably hot now.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man, like I said, Jordan, man, it's always a good one, man. Like I said, just support us at Off the Ropes. Boxing MMA on Instagram right there at the bottom. We got the Twitter as well. Also, let's just support, man, the Combat for Hope program, man. We're coming. That's all I'm saying.
We are coming steamrolling. Well, guys, Julian, thank you, man. Everybody that came along and watched, thank you, guys. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys maybe Monday or maybe Wednesday after all the fights are done.
Oh, for sure, man. But hey, man, signing off, man. Much love to y'all.